Aliexpress is filled with awesome value-packed watches, and whether you're hunting for a rock-solid $50 timepiece or something a bit more premium, there are hundreds of options to choose from. Today we're dialing it in and looking at 10 watches that are the best of the best. These watches fall between $156 and $259, and I know that's a step up from the usual $50 to $100 range that dominates Aliexpress. But trust me, the difference in quality is very noticeable. These watches are on another level with details and finishing that push into almost luxury territory. Don't get me wrong, I love the $40 Militado military-style pilot watches. For the money, they're incredible. And Addiesdive, always fun and reliable. But if you could stretch the budget a bit or just willing to step into the higher end of Ali watches, the ones we're looking at today are definitely worth the money. These are straight up bangers and many feature original designs, which is always a nice bonus. First up is none other than Ixdao. This brand doesn't make a lot of different watches or come out with new releases frequently, but does have a strong focus on quality. The X07S is a very unique and gorgeous newer watch that is available in a really nice wave pattern and 3 different dial colors: green, blue, and brown, and to be honest, you can't really go wrong with any. The case has a cool shape to it, the bracelet has a bit of a beads of rice style, and the finishing is done to the T. It measures 39.5 millimeters in diameter, 12 millimeters in thickness, and the lug-to-lug distance is 44 millimeters. Definitely a great size for most people and will wear very comfortably, both because of the measurements and also the bracelet, which drapes nicely across the wrist. Inside is the Seiko NH35 automatic movement, and on top is a sapphire crystal with a clear anti-reflective coating and anti-fingerprint coating, so legibility will be on point. This model does also come in a dragon scale pattern dial, which is really quite interesting, but I do think the wave pattern makes for a bit of a better everyday watch, but that's just preference, so definitely get what you enjoy. The bracelet and case have very fine detailed brushing and polishing, and the clasp has a micro adjust on the fly system, which is always a welcomed feature. Everything is done with intent and thoughtful, including the metal framing around the date window and the super bright BGW lume. The price is $247, but do keep in mind there are discounts available, and for this watch, it's a $30 discount, so the price will end up being $217. Switching gears to a very different but equally as awesome dive watch is the XT02. The white and gray tuxedo colorway is really stunning. Looks a bit different than the traditional sub-inspired dive watches we see probably far too often, and it has so much character. The layout has that classic diver design with an oyster-style case and bracelet, crown guards, and coin edge bezel, but it's the details that makes this watch special. For one, it's made of titanium, which I have really grown to appreciate for its durability and lightweight construction. Also, inside powering the engine is a high-beat PT5000 movement that I have found to be quite consistently accurate. The close-ups of the dial really show off the attention to detail that makes Ixdao one of the best. The logo just below the 12 is polished and applied, and the text across the rest of the dial is simple and adds just the right amount of visual appeal. The broad arrow hands are a cool touch, especially the lollipop seconds hand. The size is right in that sweet spot at 39mm by 11.5 with the lug-to-lug distance of 47. A really great looking dive watch that definitely packs well above its price at $201 all in. We do have one more Ixdao to look at, but don't worry, most of the other brands we'll take a look at today will just have one watch, so there'll be plenty of options. The Engineer is what really put Ixdao on the map, and this is one heck of a well-built and absolutely gorgeous watch. It uses an integrated bracelet design that does feature a butterfly clasp, which was the only issue anyone ever had about this watch because getting the perfect fit on a butterfly clasp can be a bit hit or miss. But Ixdao did rectify this and has half links available for just a few bucks, so if you do buy this watch, I'd recommend adding the half links. The details are seriously as good as it gets on any Aliexpress watch, and that is across every brand. The brushing and polishing is basically luxury level. The details on the dial are very clean and crisp, and the specs are stacked. There's a PT5000 automatic movement, sapphire crystal with clear AR coating, super bright BGW9 lume, screw-down crown with the 3D Ixdao logo. This watch comes in a waffle pattern dial or mother of pearl. Both are great choices, though I really prefer the waffle a lot more, perhaps since it keeps the sporty tool watch appearance more than the MOP dial. The price after discount comes to $225. Next up is probably one of the best go-anywhere, do-anything watches with the classic timeless design, the Explorer from Baltany. I'm not sure why this brand doesn't get talked about as much as they should, but they are legit. The The watches are done very tastefully and feel great on the wrist. Although this is definitely not one of the watches we're looking at today that has an original design, it's such a classic and timeless look. I really love it, and think Baltany does it best. The 39mm by 10.2mm case is brushed on top and polished on the sides, along with the 3-link bracelet for a seamless design. The dial has a beautiful glossy sunburst effect, very generously applied lume-filled hour markers and numerals, and Mercedes-style hands that are also lume-filled. Inside is the Solida SW200 automatic movement, and on top is a domed sapphire crystal and polished fixed bezel. It's a bit of a minimalist style watch, and Baltany nailed it on the details and finishing. It definitely looks awesome on the steel bracelet, but this watch is a total strap monster, and throwing it on a brown or even black leather strap will make it look like a different watch. Very versatile and a great daily. The price ends up being $209. I'm a huge fan of vintage military-inspired watches, and the S423 from Sugess is not only an incredibly gorgeous chronograph watch, but it's priced well under $200, which you wouldn't expect, especially since it has a really nicely decorated, hands-wound mechanical movement. It comes in either black or blue and equipped on a nice leather strap. Look at this movement. It's such a sight to see. It's a Seagull ST1901 chronograph movement featuring a swan neck that allows for precise and fine-tuned regulation of the balance wheel's beat rate, ensuring better accuracy and stability. The watch measures 42 by 11.5 millimeters, and the lug-to-lug is 51. Definitely not a small watch, but it's not overly large or anything like that. Plenty of wrist presence without looking out of place. There's also a sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert, and a fully brushed case with nicely executed polished chamfered lugs to help break up the case and add a premium touch of detail. This watch has a ton of vintage, old-school charm, looks very handsome, and one of the best chronographs on Aliexpress. All in, the price comes to $174. This next watch is a new release from Cronos, the L637, which is available in either white or a gray dial. I get a lot of high-end luxury vibes from this watch, with the textured dial and overall simplicity that lets the small details really shine and stand out. From the polished frame date window and the polished chunky hour markers that have a beveled edge, to the finishing on the case and overall style of the bracelet, this watch has a ton of premium details that's much more elevated than a lot of alley watches. Cronos really hit a home run with this watch. It measures 39 by 10.8 millimeters, and the lug-to-lug is 47. There's a sapphire crystal, PT5000 high beat automatic movement, screw down crown, 100 meters of water resistance, an on-the-fly micro adjustment clasp, and a display case back. It's definitely a lot of watch that comes to $162 after the discount. When Seiko developed the NH34 automatic GMT movement, it was definitely a game changer for affordable GMTs, and the SN0121 from San Martin is probably my favorite out of all that are available. It comes in 3 colors, including black and blue, but the only color in stock right now is the green, though it is probably my favorite option. I really like how it pairs with the white and orange across the dial and bezel. Like all San Martin watches, this one is done to perfection and stacked with all the right specs. A ceramic bezel insert, sapphire crystal, really nice brushing and polishing with chamfered lugs, and great protection with the screw-down crown and 300 meters of water resistance. It comes in at 39 by 12.8 millimeters, and the lug-to-lug is 47. What's really cool and interesting about this watch is the design is familiar, as we know, but San Martin is the first to execute it in a GMT format. For those who like bright lume, this watch will not disappoint, and it's filled with tons of bright BGW9 blue lume on the bezel, hands, and dial. The price is $208. Hopefully you all like GMT watches because we have one more to look at from San Martin, the SN0129. Unlike the previous option, this watch is definitely more unique and features an original design in a variety of great dial colors, including white, purple, green, and blue. The desert textured dial is done very well and helps elevate the watch to the next level. The details are quite incredible, with some standouts being the frame date window, the vertical brushing on the bezel, and the on-the-fly micro-adjustable 3-link bracelet. The watch looks super sporty and elegant at the same time, and has a great size of 41 millimeters in diameter, 13 millimeters in thickness, and 46.5 from lug to lug. Like the previous San Martin GMT watch we just looked at, this one also takes advantage of the Seiko NH34 automatic GMT movement. If this watch had any big name brands across the dial, it would easily be priced at $500, and they could get away with it being even higher. The details are on another level, and I think it rivals entry-level Swiss brands. All in, the price is $228. The last brand we'll take a look at is Proxima, who, like Ixdao and Baltany, I don't think get talked about as much as they should. I feel Proxima has their own design language that looks like no other watch brand on Ali. The PX1721 is a perfect example on the awesome quality and style they pack into their watches. I don't recognize this design and want to say it's another original. This watch has a ton of personality and really outshines so many other dive watches available. One thing I really like about it is how thin the profile is. At just 11.5 millimeters, it sits really well on the wrist and looks super cool. As far as the specs, it's powered by the high-beat PT5000 movement, which is automatic. It has a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, tons of lume, a screw-down crown, and an aventurine gemstone black dial that really pops with the blue minute hand. This watch is also another lume monster that looks awesome in low-light conditions. I love the little splash of blue on the hand and bezel. It adds a fun design, and it's just a total knockout. It's priced at $259. Another Proxima that I absolutely love is the PX1737. A simple yet very detailed, great everyday versatile watch that's original and stylish, whether it be the white or green dial. Both feature a really interesting textured finish. The top of the case is vertically brushed, and the top of the bezel has circular brushing that look really cool together. The overall design of the case and bracelet is very Proxima, something different, not like all the other watches, and it has fantastic brushing and polished chamfering along the lugs. There's also a little bit of polished bits on the center links of the bracelet, which is a nice premium detail. There's a display case back that shows the NH35 automatic movement, and there's also a domed sapphire crystal with an AR coating. This watch just has a level of quality that is as good as you could get on Ali. After the discounted price, it comes to $156. Well, that's all for the watches. I hope you enjoyed my picks of my 10 favorite best of the best Ali watches. Definitely let me know which was your favorite. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.